Aspas jugando alrededor, Panchito con una vaca, Panchito con segunda vaca, y Aspas hizo lo mismo.
No real damage, there's a follow-up, another flash, nade on top of it, it's a masterclass!
Obviously Aspas stands out. It was the big off-season pickup from them. And yeah, and I mean, everyone knows how good Aspas is, and I've never played him personally, so I'm looking forward to that matchup.
Well, John, my friend, you learned today as Aspas came and went. This guy absolutely dominated, but it was really the collection of Leviatán that showed such great ideas, great executions on Breeze, and they win their map pick. Surprise, surprise.
Well, he got a taste of both worlds now, right?
That's very true.
He was able to neutralize him on map 1, and then he's able to get dominated by him on map 2. So he's got the full experience now, I think, from Aspas.
Yeah, the full circle.
And the difference in the two maps we were talking about before the game started just showed itself so clearly. My man was buying the Outlaw for like 7 rounds.
Yeah.
He bought the Outlaw. I'm pretty sure the one round he had 9K and he bought the Outlaw.
Yeah, he likes the Outlaw.
Which, again, gives credence to the difference in the maps and just how open Breeze is and how a player like him that's so good with the scoped weapons can just thrive. I mean, he was just out of control.
Yeah, I know we have some footage of that as well, because something I'd asked you guys in between of that was I hadn't had a chance to use the Outlaw yet, so I wasn't too familiar with the damage output of it. 140, I believe, was what you said to the body, and I was seeing just a lot of 125 out there, so I think that there's a case to be made that if you're favoring those low buys and your econ's really suffering, that Outlaw can be deadly.
I think it's a gun that could really snowball, right? Like, if you have a team that you're dominating, then the economy for them is going to be struggling. I think that's what we saw in those first couple of rounds. But we also saw him getting active. We also saw him being able to actually be involved in the play. Where
contrast
on
of
Split,
map 1.
You could not see him ever getting involved. Oftentimes, he was just like on the outside looking in, even when he didn't have an op. He wasn't able to be there for those picks to come. And I think Sentinels on this map couldn't find a way to avoid that aspect.
No, absolutely not. And one of the main things for me with them going on this run on attack side was the post plants. On the first map, they won like 3 of the 9 rounds they planted. On this, it was 9 out of 10 that they got the plants out. They had excellent post plant setups. And also, similarly, to Split, a lot of them they were pretty passive on, but Breeze lends itself to that way better than Split does. On Split, you're getting jumped on those retakes. Like, you are getting pounced on. There's no far back, safe positions, right? Yeah, you're just getting, players are landing on you, jumping out of heaven on either side. But on Breeze, you can stand back. You can play off the mollies. You can have the long-range scoped weapons and be looking at the spike planted miles away, and you're good to go. So that worked massively.
I mean, they were trying everything. I mean, every single little thing on that attack side was built to try to get Zekin onto the angle away from Aspas, right?
Yeah.
So many flash dashes, it just wasn't really working.
No, it wasn't at all. But, you know, granted, though, I think that for Sentinels, this was certainly something that they were not expecting coming into this. But I think that there still was some moments there that they can pull away from and be like, hey, tighten this up, fix this here, maybe we can. But it did seem very apparent to me that this felt like just deja vu of what we saw from map 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
except flipped.
Yeah, I mean, we got some nice moments from Saucy, which, hey, that's always going to come up when this man is playing Sova, yet they've still never won a map.
Yo, that's crazy. I actually completely forgot about that.
And they're so cursed by this.
I think just this round in particular, look how hard they have to work to end up winning this. Saucy escapes literally everything getting thrown down at them, and then the good play from Tens to be able to actually spot them on that B or on that A push, giving Saucy the good positioning again. That's the type of thing that was successful, and I think they could still work at. I'm very interested to see how it's going to work on Bind, because now it's kind of a mix of Breeze and Split, this type of thing that I think Aspas is going to dominate on, but he's no longer going for that scoped type of gameplay. He's going to be more like Zekin was on that first map.
Yeah, you can just see on the breakdown here the comfortability for the Lev guys on Breeze, the agents that they were able to play. Tex was looking great on the Cypher. It's such a Viper's playground map. I mean, we're about to have the King Viper on 3 maps in a row. He's a demon on that agent. So if he carries over what he was doing on Breeze into Bind, another map where, you know, Viper, you're going to be finding those timings, so lurk up, you know, on short A, work your way through B on Hoop, or wherever the case may be, right? The Viper is so impactful there. The wall is so crucial, splitting off the A site, and King is just one of the best. I mean, this guy has been on Lev as one of the best players for so long. I remember last year how much talk there was from other players in Americas. Like, King is the best player, by the way. Like, Lev, in all the practice before the season, this guy is the best player in Americas. And now he has a chance to be on potentially the best team in Americas. That's what Lev set out to do. He can finally be on that top world-class team that he deserves to be on.
Yeah. Or Yoru gets locked in here, but you know, we had seen that before, but still nonetheless exciting.
Yeah, I don't think Sentinels has had that much time to change things since the Sky changes or basically off-season at all. And Leviatán is the one who's coming in with a lot of new things, right? They're running the Harbor, they're running the Gecko, and this has been working fantastic for them. I think Sentinels here in the map 3, we talked about it at the beginning, right? This is kind of on the back foot now, and they're going to have to really, I mean, it's all down to the fundamentals with the Yoru, right? How do you misdirect? How do you get Tent involved? How do you get the rotation so he's there in the play as well?
A lot of questions, but thankfully we have answers because it's time for map 3. Let's see who's going to secure that spot in plans and send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
That's right, it's play-ins on the line here between both of these teams. Sentinels, Leviatán. They've had some history so far on Bind playing it. Some successes, some losses, mainly for Sen as well. But both of these teams struggling on the defensive sides of this map. If you're a Sen fan, you'll be happy to hear that because it's Lev who are starting there first. Still, how do you get out of the danger zone here when the momentum is firmly on Leviatán's side?
True, but what we've seen from this series so far is that maps can just change the outcome dramatically. And I think Bind plays much more similarly to Split, where actually you're able to get those explosive retakes happening. However, one of the other parts is it can be difficult to get back into the sites if you don't keep backside control on Bind. That's something I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Aspas has bought a Sheriff. There's a trap play happening here. Looking to put some pressure, but no damage onto Zekken.
Any sort of reaction called by Sen. Still playing her own game. Not worried about the fact that there was 2 players there into Hookah, and the rotation's already abound here for Lev. Pressure on pretty much every section of the map. You can feel it, the uncertainty that's settling into the pistol round.
This is the value of the Yoru. Go and take showers at the beginning, make it look like B, you can end A. You're just teleporting all over the map. Look, they've grabbed 3 players B. They hit the weak side.
Aspas, though, he's going to be fast on the rotation here. King and Com playing close, defending the smokes. They won't cross past that line. It was drawn straight through the sand. A good opening. Now Lamps thinking to try and grab that one, but right into the crosshair of Aspas. Nasty, nasty stuff. TP. It's going to be called for the rotation, but with 40 seconds left, you can pick and choose your destination. Will there be a return on the fire? Yes. Looking to re-clear into short. They can hear it. Aspas hears it. He knows exactly what is up. Calling for the flash of him and his team. No clearance at all. It's all Aspas. Here to stay, here to play. And a round win for Lev. Pistol round claimed.
And if you thought Aspas was dominant on Breeze, on Jet, he's just as good here with his Raze. Sassy's going to be staring across the stage, thinking, what have I done? How could I unleash this monster upon the world?
It's a mad scientist.
But what a play. I mean, Aspas able to pick up that kill so cleanly in Lamps, and then the repush down short, beautifully timed. This is a position he loves to play from. You'll see him on top of truck constantly. Great for dodging utility, going for a little peek out, trying to punish somebody, walking up short. Now, in general, I would say Sentinels on their attack side tend to fight over B-long and showers at the start of the rounds. We'll see whether Lev just give it to them. This round they have.
Spike down A.
Wide out in the open, seeking at least a bit of damage done here. You to them. I mean, players going down. Still, Tens is weak enough. You've got to think that it's not as much danger. John QT.
That's really bold from Aspas. If he had been punished for that push, makes the round eminently more winnable for Sen.
Forward position. Spike.
Go to Spike.
Regained.
They know that Aspas is here on A. They now know that the Sky is in some kind of area around here. This is triggering the Spike to go over towards B, but Com flashed and immediately went back. Don't think Tens will be anticipating having to deal with a Sky over here.
It's just an unlikely fight to win. Just being jiggled onto the corner by Com.
Enemy
Yeah.
remaining.
A minor
30
adjustment,
seconds.
but the spike drops. The round pretty much over and done with.
How many rounds is Aspas going to hold on to the Outlaw? That's what I'm looking at, because he started off on Breeze. I don't know what point it got taken out of his hands, but it must have been.
I think he might have just kept rebuying it.
Yeah.
I don't think he cared. He's been tracking the economy. He was getting so much work done at the start of Breeze.
Everyone on Sentinels is able to buy, oh, apart from John Cutie, actually, who, if he wants to purchase the orb, is going to need light armor, I believe. Yeah, and so he goes for it. So it's only John Cutie that will die to a single shot from Aspas. But so far, Lev have looked like they've got some proactive ideas. But having said that, they have been giving Sentinels showers control at the start.
Flash. Making Tex think twice about that approach. Trailblazer is broken. 2 shots landed. Mazzino is nice with it, but no kill there onto second heal. Still online. TP into Lamps. There's no real prior setup to that one, and Tense just goes down. Simple as you go. 3 players now. Call is made to re-clear. They are just trying to run this one down into the close quarter weaponry. Straight up brawl being taken. Trying to overwhelm it with the firepower. Molly's cross side, that's seeking to delay a potential plant onto the default spot. All of this pulling the util out, but the pause in the play that's called by Sen, maybe they can pivot into a different direction.
Com is there, ready and waiting. Should they fly through the teleporter? Looks like a very good setup at the moment from Lev.
Noise is cut. Finally, signs of life here. Zelsis with the plant, gets it. Off and online.
That's a big win for Sen, being able to get the plan down without taking any damage.
There's a player disadvantage. Sen over-peaking themselves a little bit there. John QT going down, only 2 of them left. Second has got to try and hold it down here with the reload. They're going to start to know he's in there, anticipating with the double face. Still, he needs some damage, he needs some kills, he needs something, at least anything right now to make this winnable for his team. Swarmed and overwhelmed. Too much pressure, and Lev with the bonus round conversion. Off to a blinding start here, map number 3.
And there were some amazing moments in that round. Leviatán gave showers, but then crunched it afterwards. Com put the dog through the teleporter, put enormous amounts of pressure on Tens, and that's how the teleport ended up coming through. This TP is because Tens got showers crunched and ended up just having to go for his teleport, thinking, hoping that Lamps was safe, got punished. And then John Cutie got one shot by the Outlaw because he had that light armor. 2 really important moments there that allow Lev advantages and momentum, really big momentum.
Minutia in the round.
And I mean, look at this. Sentinels can't afford to invest that heavily in this round because they don't want light armor in the next.
Makes them all the more susceptible once more to Aspas, but he's not in the direction they're heading towards. Ult, Dimensional Drift, picking out the players. It's a full disengagement. They don't want anything to do with this one. They're willing to give up the site. Util still coming out flying. Looking to push them back, but Zelsis will get this plan online. Smokes fading out in the open. Lovely timing for Tex to catch.
They would like to have Comms Seekers here, but he's pretty far away. Lev are going to be late into this one.
Flash, amazing into the back. That's Tens. Yeah, just taking a fight, and the gate crashes right out of there. So, still alive. Lamps control needs to be held. Seeker paving the way, pushing forwards. Clap into the corner. They know exactly he is there. Wingman trying to lead that charge for them. A very, very, very wide face. Tex, he falls. And still, the Stingers putting in so much damn work. 2 versus 2. Never reposition. Damage there. How do you deny the spike? How do you deny this at all? You cannot. A decent attempt. A decent chance. Barely, barely. Just not enough there for Sen.
It looked like there was so much danger in that round. I mean, Sen were making plays. I loved the flash peeks into backside. Tens has got this Yoru tech down perfectly. The bounce flashes that pop off the triple box, it's just so good. But at the same time, Lev played passively most of it. Controlled the areas, got some of the kills back.
1 enemy remaining.
And they're out to a 4-0 start. Aspas yet to die. Demon unleashed.
This guy is just ridiculous.
And now look, I was talking about Sen not wanting to invest too heavily in the previous round. They are actually all on light armor. So they'll be glad that Aspas has gone back to a Phantom, I think.
He's holding a close tuck position with the showstopper.
This is going to be brutal.
Hold on. The dog gives an indicator. Burst it down. Stun is there. Has to use the ult here. Sen flying and wide, so honestly, Sen getting the betterment of that engagement.
Yeah, I think it's really important there that the Trailblazer actually found a stun on Aspas.
Launching smoke.
Smoke's dropped down. It's just the go button being pressed here by Sen. Good awareness by Lev. Look at that.
Celsius just got his ult up.
On QT, 2 players. They just miss him, but he doesn't claim the kill, doesn't confirm it. Flash. It's dodged, but he's got to back away from this. Got to make the call now. So the flank is compromised for the rest of this team. It's going to throw an extra element into the round. Potential disarray. Dealt with. Nasty business, but I think a single one would have done it there for John QT, and they are cleaning up the players on every single section of the map. This retake from Lev, no longer playable. No likelihood, especially now that King has fallen.
A big repush there from Sen. Being able to dismantle that trap that Aspas had set up with the showstopper ended up being crucial.
Yeah, critical.
Lev chose the timing afterwards to go and re-explore hookah, and Sen just wandered into the site. They didn't even have to use Zelz's post-plant utility, the molly or the ult. They still have that available. A good round to get on the board early for Sen and not allow Lev to become a runaway train. At the end of the day, this round ended up being fairly simple because that gap existed over towards short, over towards B long, sorry.
Now group up. Zelsis orbital strike. Got that one ready and waiting. Call is being made though to take that shower's control. You made note of it, Lev. They're not really fighting it.
No, I think Zekken should have a free ult off the back of this. The ult orb's not particularly being contested. Tens is a monster if you do try to fight this area. And it's hard to know whether he's there on his own or has incredible backup, as is the case in this round. So now Zekken gets the showstopper online. Lev will know that. You know, they can see that, holding down tab, that the Raze was in showers, took the orb. Text comes over.
It's an off-angle high ground position by Aspas. He's seeking to try and stop this showstopper straight in the air. Backs away though. Here's a showstopper. Then flying satchel. Second one blinded up. Zekken, what's he going to do? Making the most over the top. Again blinded. It's just precision with these flashes, and he just sends it flying. It's a random guess.
I'm pretty sure that was a team flash there as well, though.
Nasty, nasty stuff. Feeling it now. Want to try to take the fight to them. They want to fight them! That's Tex just offloading into the ult. He just creeped himself forwards.
Healing over
Thrash really punishing him there. Heal online. Zekken back up to 100. 4 versus 4. Zeltis, remember, has this ult in the post flat, has the molly, sends it flying with the first tap. It's going to be pushing him away. Lev, under that time pressure. Under that time pressure indeed, but already these tools are being pulled out of them in a pretty rapid way. Reposition now with a nade. Peace of mind granted to Sentinels here, but still there's that feeling at the back of their heads. A tap from Mazzino. Anybody overstepping themselves? Definitely kills to be claimed and found. Aspas flick towards the side, but now it's run out. All the tools that we were talking about prior. Too much to deal with.
Very nice post plant by Sen. Every tool used to perfection there. The ult, the molly coming through. Zekken even finding a timing as he repositioned over towards short to just turn around and throw his Raze nade at the spike. Now what is... I think that's part of the ult animation, just pushes it into Zekken's POV there.
It's like carting it out.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Oh my, the molly missed. That's why he had to use the ult. Did not spot that.
Yeah, it looked like the molly had landed, but yeah, great catch from the observers. So I guess at the end of the day, that was really important that Zekken managed to get his Raze nade off there. King has a judge to hold hookah. Sen have not been putting a lot of pressure on hookah. They're not the kind of team that tends to do, you know, 5-person hookah bursts. They're expecting something in this round, though. Very patient beginning. Most of the time, Sen's timing is based off that gate crash. As it starts to get low, as you see here, Tens moves his way over, and an A-leaning default turns into a B-lean. Lev, though, got the read, and Aspas is already on his way.
Already fast with it.
I've got your
Into the back of the site now with the nade really clear this one out. Aspas. It's out wide here. Damage, bullet spraying going wide still. They haven't contained hookah. One player sitting there, takes him to the back, and he attempts to hit the transfer, but only one kill. Tap with the rifle still. Dodging and juking with the movement, not quite enough there, and there's a reason why King wasn't swinging. He's only got the judge to his name.
They've navigated this perfectly. What a mid-round call. Center off to A. And King hasn't been spotted. He's going to be coming down short. Is there any chance he gets this kill? He's close. He's close.
No way!
And he's going to get a rifle upgrade.
Hold on. Chances for Lev. They get one more, but Mazzino is being hunted. Awareness from him off the charts right now. Awareness off the charts. Missing the timing. Second. Stalking his prey, King. The fuse half, but as they all fade away, so does his life.
And after a 4-0 beginning to this map by Leviatán, all momentum now halted. Sen have won 3 in a row. Really nicely getting into sights. The engage there was really strong. And this Harbor ultimate, any opportunity to try to have some kind of retake.
Enemy remaining.
It was too little too late.
Yeah.
It actually looked like Lev had the read there. They were starting to rotate to reinforce the B site, but Sentinels popped out. And with this, the flashes coming out from Tens and Sassy are very difficult to try to hold on against. This time Lev double up, trying to fight over showers, seeing if they can battle Tens in that position. He's not interested. He's got the ult, got a shorty, and got his eyes set on punishing Com or King.
Big crash at his back as well. That's his exit strategy. Spots one. Giving the information out to the rest of his team with a hard wall. Going wide. Does Tens want to make a go of this one, or does he respect him? Looks like the respect is being shown through the TP now. Exits out, and all that noise that was being made opens up Tex onto the wider angle. Still, Aspas. Boombot at his feet. They know he's there. Nade's going flying forwards, avoiding. Doesn't bait the shot out just from the decoy jump spot, seeing if they can hunt him. Oh, he's got a nade in his hands. King, he's jumping right through the air with that. Judge found. Dropped to the floor now with the rifle. The Viper's Pit. Deep Shroud is going to be coating the rest of this point. Makes it very, very difficult now.
Here.
How do you get through this site? Flanks might be the keys. Zelsa's shoulder to shoulder, shoulder to shoulder! And Zelsa's with 2! 1 versus 1! The approach of Mazzino!
How have Lev managed to pull that out? It looked like Sassy was going to be able to hold off the flank from Com. He got cut off by the Viper wall from his own team, couldn't really contest that. Really awkward position as Zelsa's backed up into the flank. It could have been anybody's based on the timing. It really could have.
Enemy down.
But 3 in the round from Mazzino, including a really important 1v1 at the end. He started the round with a Spectre.
Остался один игрок.
Sentinels are going to take a timeout here. What are they going for? What's the discussion going to center around? They're being able to get into the sites. They had 3 rounds in a row where they actually executed the post plant fairly well. Zalsis has the Brim ult online, another really good tool for post plant. I feel like the game plan should still be fairly decent to stick to. Don't think you need major adjustments at this point.
The real reason that last round went slipping, but I mean, it was just the chaos strewn about.
Yeah,
the final moments, all the smokes, the Viper's Pit. I mean, the angles, they just didn't know which ones to watch. Like you said, it could have been anyone's game.
And maybe that's what Kaplan wants to come in here and try to adjust, just the frantic nature of what's happening.
Yeah.
Perhaps communication going askew. This is a huge map, a really big match. Of course, all of these players are very experienced. Even the people coming up into Tier 1 for the first time are themselves extremely experienced players. But in moments like this, where your beginning of the season, your chances for Madrid are all on the line against an opponent that, on either side, has blown you out on one of the maps, the pressure can really start to mount.
It's with bated breath. We sit here watching these two teams now clashing. That last chance of play-ins. Hotly contested group that they are in.
Com, jiggle peeking over towards B long. We've seen teams get punished for going for that. He's just trying to maximize his utility. Doesn't want to use the flashes. Didn't get punished. But at some point here, he's going to have to grab a little more info towards B long.
Viper's picked up down into A short. It means that really you can place a lot of players here from left. Look at it, 3 of them. Crossfire setup's a call made to potentially re-clear it and refight this one. Yes, with the Dizzy over the top, catching a decoy. Sassy, he's dropped them. 2 of them, in fact. Can't withstand it. Mazzino still close into the tube. The second who doesn't overstay it. Look at it, just gets the info and waits for the rest of his team to really collect.
Leviatán wanted to fight forwards there because Sentinels have such a great composition for getting into sight, and then when Zelsis has his ult online, the post is going to be very difficult as well. So I understand, respect the choice there from Lev to go for a re-clear strategy, but their players didn't appear to be on the same page with the timing. There were 3 people on B, 1 was holding back, not involved in the play, and the timing from Tex and Com a little off. Doesn't help that they shot 10's clone either and got a flash to the face. So Lev not quite being able to execute their idea of how they wanted to stop Sen. And the great thing about that from Sentinel's POV, didn't even have to use the Brim ult.
Yeah,
this is still going to be a massive tool for any other potential post plan. And if that threat forces Lev to increase the tempo on their defense and they can't handle it, they can't execute it, then Sen are going to be rewarded more of these opportunities to punish the errors.
Real fight back here from Sen. I mean, almost evening up the rounds.
And you just see it from that POV there from Sassy. He's actually in a fairly comfortable spot. He doesn't have utility being thrown into his face. He dodged both of the flashes, and he just is able to pick them off one at a time. Excellent angle, really nice position to avoid that re-clear.
Xena throwing out a couple of variations of this early wall. Either one for the TP and A short, but this one through hookah.
Leviatán have been putting 2 people into showers to try to stop 10s. This is the first time he's gone there. And he's out. And again, the A default turns into a B default, putting pressure onto Com.
So much information gathered from that Trailblazer. Wasn't broken by Com, still it's holding it down into elbow. Seeking an attempt to pop out with the reflash attempt. Sassy, he was there, not sure if he was blind or what, but the player's trying to flood in through the back. That was Aspas with the rifle. Still, Wall's gonna be cutting up the site here. And that timing, still watching for transfer. Tex eventually brought down. King late to the party here with just the judge in hand. Don't think he's going to be able to get access to too many more guns, but maybe he's already in. Okay.
Good try, but not enough. The more I'm thinking about this, Bren, the more Leviatán's composition, I think, is particularly unsuited to dealing with Sen's B exec. And the reason I say that is, the big thing that's weird about how Leviatán have structured their blind composition is that they don't have a brimstone in there. They don't have somebody that can smoke off hookah with a smoke that kind of blooms out around. It's just walls, right? It's all walls from Mazzino and from King. What that means is you can't hide inside your own hookah smoke to dodge flashes, right? That is a really common defensive setup. You set 1 player in the tube, 1 player elbow, 1 player under hookah inside the smoke. Everybody's anti-flash, everybody swings out after the flashes, and you try to crunch the people coming from long. That isn't an option for Lev. They can't, there's no smoke for them to hide it. Well, you're gonna try and put your face in a Viper wall. It doesn't work. So Lev, I think, here are really struggling to come up with an idea of how they can defend B in a way that involves crossfires. Unless they're going to fight aggressively down B long or fight aggro for hookah, how do you hold a crossfire setup that doesn't just get cleared out by Sentinels' flash plays, by the way that Zekken and Tens are getting into the site, by the ults that are now online?
There's been many, many approaches by Lev. I mean, you think about that one round, Aspas was close to the corner of the showstopper on B long.
Yeah.
Cleared out, though, and baited out with the ult.
And Sen have done a great job at avoiding every kind of play for B long control that Leviatán have thrown out at them.
Even the re-clear, the fight that was a little bit prior, a few rounds back.
And things only get more dangerous here.
Ten's gaining a lot of ground just by himself here out towards Showers. But look at it. I mean, there's no real changes or shifts in terms of the way they're playing this. He's not scared.
No, he's not at all.
And he knows it because he's been given so much space.
Yeah, I think
there's only been 1 time where they tried to fight back.
Yeah, I think the way that Tens plays Euro on this map is pretty immaculate. It creates so much cross-map pressure on the attack side.
Stim beacon down.
But it's the same game plan. Why would you change it if it's working? And TenZ can entry for them, get good information here with his ultimate.
He will be pinging them out.
Recall too that the last time TenZ used his ult into B, it was a fake. So it's really difficult for Lev to tell whether there's something real behind this.
It has pulled 3 of these players out. There's a attempt down A short at the same time. Fights happening all over the place.
This is what they did last time.
Shuts down Zekken. Lurk attempt there, not working out. And yeah, it was that fake. And despite the fact that there's only 2 players here, it's Mazino who just shuts down any funny business.
I've got your
Over the top of the nade, now a TP, pivot right back into B. I mean, they might have think they've done enough here, but there's still 3 players waiting. Now the Thrash, over the strike, into the back! It collides directly! Tex, he has to cancel and get out of there, but King dies and falls to it. Close. But Sassy there, Flash, pushing forwards, and eventually with the spray, it finds its mark, finds its target, Aspas, roundabout, sprayed through! Oh my god!
Sassy should never have had a chance in the 1v3 in that situation, but the lineup almost made a believer out of me. Aspas puts him down. 11-4, the superstar player for Leviatán, allowing them to get another one on the board as Lev take the lead. But it's this kill that's really important. You know, Mazino's going for a peek there, thinking, you know, this is really similar to the last time that they used the Yoru ult on B and then they just walked down shore. Nice! Fool me once. Shame on me. You can't fool me again.
Classic. You gotta love it. Standard Molly. Seen that one before. Zekken. A rocket here. Good answer back. That is so fast. Com. It's been jump spotting that a lot with a jump. Oh, head taken off. And a rocket just in case there is one extra straggler. Zekken. Waiting until the very final moment, but there's good discipline here by Lev. Nobody be falling victim to it. Still, 3 of them with a lot to do. Maybe Aspas can do it with an ult of his own.
I really like an aggressive position here from TenZ. If he can try and force out the ult early and throw a gate crash to reconnect with the rest of his team, he's just going to neutralize Aspas.
So nice. It's so difficult to try and retake into this. The wall, an attempt at least to try and, again, partition. Segment up there, it's blinded up, he doesn't know where to fire it. Cove to try and get themselves out, damage done though, Texas drops to 4 HP. And so now, weaken Sassy, cleaning them all up, 6-6. That's the scoreline we're looking at here for Mind. A nice even affair, very different to our opening 2 maps.
Only 3 rounds gained for the losing team on Split, 6 on Breeze, but guaranteed to have a more even game. And you saw Sentinels really well adapted to what was going on in this. They just ended up B-execing over and over and over, and there was nothing that Lev could really do to stop them.
Nice points. Good half points.
Good stuff so far, giving us that competitive game. Let's send it down to the desk to break it down so far.
This is exactly what you would want to see in a match as competitive as this one. 6-6 tied in a half, and fun fact, a little behind the scenes, Balla called it, which is kind of crazy. You are a wizard. How's it feel?
You don't got to do that. My ego's big enough, bro. I'm pretty smart.
You're so smart, Balla. Look at you, the smartest.
But I actually don't think that that's going to be enough for Sentinels there. I know Zelsis was saying 6-6 good half, but in the prior games, Leviatán's actual attack side was the better half. So that right there was their defense. And I mean,
and you already have Aspas fragging out like a pro, so this is crazy.
I mean, that's just another day in the office when it's Aspas on Bind. He almost broke the regulation kill record earlier this week with 31. I mean, he is just nasty on this map. You're looking at who on the other side is really going to match up with him. That is more of the relevant question. Zekken has been good, but now I'm looking at TenZ. He's been playing the Yoru. They've had cool team plays with him, the way that they're using his
Sideshow was talking about that a lot, yeah.
How they were using his ult to fake out and then TP away, re-hit the other site. Cool stuff like that. That has been nice, but individually now on the defense, I want to see a step up from this guy. Everybody knows on the planet that he has the mechanical skill to do it.
Yeah.
But now it's a matter of literally doing it in the server.
Well, I think it's fascinating, too, because at the tail end of that half, I mean, it was Sassy who was really making noise, and he was another guy. We weren't sure. Where do the chips fall there? So it's nice to see at that point that really anyone on this team, because of the fragging potential, can step up.
Yeah, it was against 100 Thieves when it came down to the wire at the very end. Sassy was that guy that stepped up. World champion Sassy. He's got the ice in his veins. He doesn't feel the pressure in these situations.
We'll have to see if it pays off for him. This is it, folks. Whoever wins this is moving on. Let's send it right back over to your casters.
Anyone's game still heavy emphasis placed onto this pistol round.
And the desk are right. Leviatán on their attack side did look really solid. The flash dizzy combos into backside, they're so difficult to hold against. But Sen have got a strat for this pistol round. 4 players grouped up over towards B, as only Tens grabs info and then has a gate crash out to heaven.
Long distance Cove. Plans, create some space here. Wingman to plant inside it, but guess what? Tens is right there, waiting for the time to strike. Gives it up, actually. Lets the plant go off.
Yeah, that's an interesting decision. Trying to prioritize kills instead of plant denial. His team's trying to find some solid retake spots here.
Sen do have showers control. It's going to be important. Sectioning off the map. Only one part available to Lev here, playing this post. Awareness. He sees it. He saw it. John QT wins it. Nolly at the feet. Mazzino. Oh, he's running and cutting. Can't get away with that, surely. But now, just up to Tex. Yes, it's planted for him. Always an opportunity. Always a chance. Cover, cover, cover. Tens. Having a defuse. He's grounded. Sassy. He's got to stick it. He's got to stick it. He's got to stick it. Oh,
what a great attempt from Tex towards the end. But Sen somehow managed to come away with that one. They got the player advantage early on. John won a really important duel. Somehow, Aspas went down to a molly as well from Zelsis. Not exactly sure how that one happened. And it still came down to the tightest of margins.
That's an important one for Sen. As we've been mentioning, as the desk mentioned, Lev's attack side on this map, nothing to scoff at. They are deadly.
Tens has tucked himself into the short cubby here as Leviatán takes showers control. Gotta be wary of these kind of spots, because if Tens grabs one, he's gonna be tough to trade. He's gonna be out of there real fast.
Portal closed.
We get Crash Phase, who doesn't actually have the exit strategy anymore, and there's lots of players waiting for him. Sets up the second one. Second's gonna be close as well, just a bit of extra firepower necessary over the shoulder here, but I think there's not too much danger still.
The slower you play these rounds, the more likely it is that Tens has used those teleports and they've run out of time. And that will put him into a straight up one and done.
Look at it's running out, seeks to try and take the peak with the wall. Dog in his face, yeah, okay. He's backed. Through short. Flash, nice. Bam, right through the smoke, the correct angle and play, but they have given up part of the site. No rotations from Sen just yet. They're thinking they could have pivoted through the TP. They really still choose to.
30 seconds left.
And leave that territory for John QT to contest and contain. 25 seconds, still no signs of the spike even being planted. 20 seconds left, gotta get a move on. A fight into the back of the side. Is that what's being called? Swinging, yeah, with the dizzy. Still,
Spike down.
players dropping. 2 left standing for Lev. These players either get the spike down or they need to go down, and they will finally fall.
Throughout that entire round, Zelsis puts down so much pressure on the plant just by popping down a smoke. It just makes Lev so uncomfortable to be able to get the plant down. I think Lev's composition when they have rifles on board is really going to want to clear out the entirety of the site. They just kind of got stuck there. That's the smoke I'm talking about.
10 seconds left.
I think you'll see much more aggression from Leviatán comboing up the flash with the dizzy to fight in general on A, now that they've got rifles on board.
Goal is showers. There's an orb there. Ready and waiting for the taking. Texi wants to get his ult online. Tens. He's got gate crash. This is an attempt to fight this onto the bonus round. Shots fired. Zekken.
I don't like this spot.
No way.
Mazzino can clear it.
Surely, surely. The dog! Oh, it forces the issue. Mazzino. He sped it up there when he heard the dog coming through the TP, but he still catches Zekken in that one and done. Wall now. Straight up and through. Ball position by Zelsis. Oh my, he's detained. Will there be saving grace to him? Tens is at the back, but he's only got the sheriff. Still lands the second shot. Trades it out. This is a very, very awkward spot. Lev finding difficulties now onto their buy round. Doesn't have the spike. I mean, Tex is just unaware of that one. He was looking like he wanted to right-click to try and get it online. Finally picked up. Plant. Sassy denies it. They're everywhere, man. They're in the walls. They're in the walls. King drops Tens. 1 versus 2. Spike out in the open. Who's default? John crouched. Do they have anybody eyes on to watch this?
Well, Leviatán have dropped the ball at the beginning of this attack site. The desk was asking the question, was 6 enough for Sentinels? But if Lev are playing like this, it's easily going to be. I mean, they had a flash and a dizzy to be able to try to put pressure in the backside there and get Celsius. And instead, Com just goes through on his own. Instead of using any utility, dies, Spike's lost. Tex took too long to recover the Spike. Flag came through. A clod hopping round there.
It's a nice one. I'll have to pull up the dictionary later.
Awkward, clumsy.
Okay, thank you. Half buy for Lev. We know there's danger here. We know there's a chance, but in all likelihood, Sen could be the advantage team. They've got the setups ready. That wall goes up. There's an molly. Snake bite drop down instantly. I see his jump spotting though. Now Lev were good at punishing this in prior games.
But you can't really do it with the weaponry that they have. I mean, what are you going to do? ADS Stinger, the guy that's...
Has to be one to the dome with the Sheriff, and it's only Tex who's got it. He's nowhere near. Fast though. Cove to get themselves out. Nade. Rebounds Dizzy and a flash. Nade though.
Oh my, that is so good. A
the
bounce.
K?
No, it's a bounce lineup that comes through from the molly, actually. So all of the players vulnerable up.
Disgusting work. That's a drilled play.
1 enemy remaining.
And this is Sentinels with a momentous lead. That is 10-6 now.
That looks so clean. Yeah, as soon as they realize that there's players coming through hookah there, you look at John's POV, he bounces a snake bite off the wall, lands right there at hookah. Everybody's vulnerable. They commit to it anyway, and all go down. Look at it, there, off the wall. Absolutely gorgeous.
The nade onto the floor. Oh, it's nasty.
I mean, if you commit there, you are dead. That forces a cancel call that Leviatán were not willing to make. So now Lev have rifles again. This is only their second time with rifles online on the attack side, but the game is already slipping out of control.
Losing this many rounds in this fashion, I mean, haven't been earning their way to any ultimates as well to potentially swing this upcoming round. It's all Sentinels. I mean, they've built themselves up. Sassy's got the Seekers online. Second with the Showstopper. Massive, massive tools to shut down this eco swing round. Lev are going to really just put everything on the line here. Everything into this one round. They need to win it.
And this is also their second timeout. So if we see a very competitive second half, if we see Leviatán get back into the game and we get to real deep territory, and not going to have any input from the coaches until we get to overtime. This Leviatán roster was built as an America's super team. Pundits around the scene, some with former pro experience like Finesse, saying this team just can't afford to lose. They're not allowed to lose when they have a roster like this. Their backs are firmly up against the wall here, pushed by Sen, a team that's taken the offseason very seriously, made massive improvements.
They've just been wasting that time. They've been honing these compositions. Aiming for a chance at a top spot. Chance of an international event.
See here, Sentinels thinking that it's over towards B, might end up going for a reclear. Zekan has nade.
TP'd away, Aspas. Forced to navigate that spot. Doors opened up. Boombot, he doesn't know if he's entirely out of dodge. Boombot's there, forces the gate crash forwards.
It's quite good really for Leviatán. They've taken control of showers now and pushed tens away, and they can always return back to B long. Because Sen are very unlikely to, reclear that area and then just stay there. So although time has been ticked off the clock, Sen have lost a lot of information and control. Both outer wings of the map vulnerable. They do not know where this is ending.
What is that?
Toxins going up.
About to say, a bit of a weakened setup out towards B here. Do you still want to try and go off this? Lev, Seekers were used by Sassy. Knows that there's a couple of players still lurking, loitering, waiting around, but they're going to be playing more passive position. Sean QT, though, he's in trouble. Dizzy in a flash into the back, along with the Showstopper, the rocket sent flying. Aspas on top of, really, the shed there. High ground angles, Aspas. Beautiful work, plant. I'll push back. Molly actually missing there, I believe. Supposed to... Actually, no. Yeah, okay. Plant down. Tens with the decoy. Aiming to get some ground. Flash through over the top, but this is a great call by Lev. Look at this. Nobody really playing on to long. It's a doubled up position into elbow. Crossfire is going to be set up on Wild. Yeah. All Aspas.
What a round for Aspas to come alive. Leviatán desperately needed that.
Going to scatter from my stuff.
And it wasn't looking good for them. When John QT picks off one and it's Mazzino, I think that gives away that you're ending B. And Mazzino is not likely to be lurking while playing Harbor. And that is a tight angle. Wow. Don't try that one in your ranked games.
Yeah.
Not unless you've got reactions like these guys.
Or 0 ping.
Yeah, true. Very, very true. That's a land crack.
Let's go. Round by round.
And a huge round by Aspas. What we saw from Leviatán in the game against Loud is that Aspas doesn't need to dominate for them to have chances to win. But my God, it does help.
It certainly does, but they managed to navigate that last round. We talked about the importance of it. Lev get another buy. They build up these ultimates. It's the fuel they need to start this fire, potentially get this nice and even here on our final map.
There's a great setup here from Sentinels over towards short. You've got Op taking contact, playing Tens in.
Seekers, gotta respect this one now. Tens is really overstaying his welcome. Decoy finally backs away. Harbor roll. Clearing most of the way. Players still not in.
Look at the flank.
The choke. There's a flank attempt. Creating all this noise. There's a Trailblazer right behind them. They are not shying away from it. Showstopper. Where the hell is this one landing? Flash play. They're gonna meet them heads on, and they will. Left. Trying to hold this one. Shorty damage. Oh my! Pulled and picked apart. 2 versus 2. Now Zalsis weakened from a prior engagement. Doesn't have the life to really go into this fight too easily. No more mollies for King. It's a double up call by Lev. Double up call by Lev, and they swing it. No more util. No more life. Very little chances, especially when the discipline is like that.
Very well converted there towards the end in the 2v2. Celsius not using the smoke for spike, or perhaps thinking that it was planted over towards triple instead. And there was a lot of chaos in this kind of situation. Mostly because of this heavy push on the flank. But Lev ended up dealing with it. I think that's one of the other advantages.
Just keep going for long details, okay?
One of the other advantages of running the Gecko, actually, is that Tex was still able to fight while planting because the wingman was doing that job. Little bro really helping out. Now, I think, did we just hear the call there to dominate B long, play for ults?
Understand the importance of trying to get more of those ults online. This round is not a give me for just Lev. You know, they're not going to be able to just get this one for free. Up against a couple of rifles, the Bulldogs. Always a chance here. Trailblazer.
And Tens is holding a really solid flash lineup where you can swing off the back of it. Double flash.
Yeah.
But nobody was pushing up off the back of Com's Trailblazer.
Worth noting this entire time. Second, he's got an off angle in showers. He hasn't been dislodged.
Yeah, keeping showers control here would be massive for Zekken. And this could be a round where we see Wingman getting obliterated by a Brim ultimate. I just want to prime people for that. Keep your emotions in check if it does happen.
Shy your eyes away. Flash. Jiggle almost with the punish. Celsius in trouble here. Plant.
Oh no. Oh, he didn't
actually
go
broken. Yeah, that was a nade, I believe. Finally, second go of
left.
things. A tap. And that's Bass. Let's take care of at least one of the players there into showers. Another tap this time. Look at that. Cool, calm, collect. There's only 18 seconds left, I think. Celsius still with the molly in hand. Tex going for the plant. Rebounds at his feet. Decay! Oh my! 10 seconds. Still haven't dealt with Sassy. 8 seconds left into the back of the site. It's getting a little bit hectic. It's getting overwhelming. But they've just about done it. All of the problems in this round. With barely any seconds left. It leaves it just only up to 10s. With the investment of that round, he knows he has to keep the rifle.
In that round, I mean, huge moments happening all over the place. They deny the plant coming down at the beginning, so obviously there's some time pressure. But when Aspas gets that kill onto Zekken, first of all, enormous kill, which again confirms how much impact Aspas is having in this map. But it also means that I think they believed showers was clear. And in fact, Sassy had gone through the teleporter and was over there to help.
Yeah.
It looked like Lev had lost track of that a little bit, but Sassy went for a real aggro swing. Once the time started ticking down, Sen called to try to end the round right there.
One kill, important kill, but they don't claim it onto tens. And you're right. And Sassy feeling like he had to force the issue, you know. They didn't know he was there. He had to be the playmaker in a moment, but he wasn't expecting a double swing. That's a disgusting angle.
And I feel like sometimes when the time ticks so low like that, it's actually the defending team that ends up being caught up in the chaos.
Yeah,
because they can see the win.
Yeah, they're thinking about the win condition. They're like, well, if we deny the plant just this one time,
yeah, and
actually win the round just there and then. But
what it ended up doing was baiting the Sentinels players into going for unfavorable fights.
Yeah, overstepping themselves.
And Com showed extraordinary resilience there to be able to deal with all of the threats. Lev are putting together a really nice comeback. 10-9, only one round separating these. And Sentinels calling the timeout here does actually give Leviatán's coaches as well another opportunity to talk to them. Otherwise, you know, they wouldn't have been able to communicate until OT.
Have a really pivotal round coming up.
And so far what we've seen is similar kind of things from Sentinels, the same game plans that we've seen from them in the past. We've seen Bind played so often with these two duelists for Sen. We know how this map works for Sentinels.
Yeah.
And Lev are avoiding the danger. There's flash reclear danger. There's danger with Zekken fighting over towards showers. In general, in the last 3 rounds, Lev have managed to dodge those plays. Here's more danger in short to start round 20.
Crossfire setup. Celsius behind the box. It's Zekken.
Smokes down.
Just taking that timing. Smokes. Drop deep. Trailblazer. Clears him. Has to get out of there. Dodges the bullets. Just about. Reposts himself.
This is a really interesting one. Sentinels are threatening that they could have walked down
oh my,
sand.
the wall. One kill. Tens. And he trades through the box. So much damage. Celsius has to respond. He has to try and stop them from flooding back in. And they have. Just done it. Cove dropped down now. There was that pause in the play that was caught by the left players, but there's only 2 of them left. Versus the 4. And it will come down to heroics for any chance of winning this one. Sen should be the 11th round for them. Seekers invested. Has to be the safety with the ult. King eventually traded. And Mazzino low enough, they knew it. He had to stick the plant.
Great idea from Sen coming out of their timeout. They take short control with 3 players, and then Celsius puts a smoke down at market. And you can see with the minimap pings, actually, that Leviatán are worried about that push down sand. So that forces them to commit to short, to commit to that, and basically just walk into Sentinel setup.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Lovely idea as well from Zekken. Satchel's out, gets back into the position, gives them the 1 kill, sets it up for the trade from Tens. I talked about how important it was. That's the 11th round for them. Can afford to get the guns still there. Prevents Leviatán from getting even more ults online.
We could see a showers crunch here happening. Leviatán are taking aggressive control of this area.
Brave indeed. Flash through! Oh my! He's in us already. Where is the gate crash on the other side of the map? Tens should be able to defend himself. Does he really want to stay sitting around this area? Trailblazer, they are dropping like flies right now. Lev, they don't stand a chance in this moment. And Tens, there is that safety there. The safety net that prior Utah just laid down.
But also look at this push through market right now. I mean, this is just huge.
They're ready to catch these players. No one looking behind.
All of the distraction of the showers crunch.
Sen, look at this. I mean, the awareness from them. 3 players. They're not even holding for backside control.
Oh, this is masterfully played in this round from Sen. Lev didn't quite know what to do. And they're getting ferried around the map. Since Kaplan took the timeout, Sen have completely been controlling the tempo, just shepherding Lev around.
Despair is settling in. Lev, you got to make the call here to contact clear into everything, but they're ready. They're ready. They're more than ready for all of it. And what's ready to come here, Lev?
Time to jump.
Only the 1. Zekken taken out. Plant for the back of the site. Now the time to strike is nigh. Sen starting to put the squeeze on them. Com, a massive kill. John QT, he baits. He baits. He reveals his position. He didn't want to swing for the trade there just to try and play for the percentage play, but there's still 2 players up. Com, damage done now. Tex with at least the ult popped off. Detainment into the corner. Celsius, he's got to watch his teammates' body. He's got to watch his teammates' body. John QT, long distance runner. This time he will not make the same mistake by waiting that timing out.
One round away for Sen to make our play-ins and continue that dream of being able to make it to Madrid. Lev, up against the ropes. I think you can sense some of the nerves, though. Sen almost misplayed. Such an enormous player advantage situation there. They allowed too much space for Com to work around. Things almost got very dangerous.
Very dangerous indeed.
It would have to be 3 rounds in a row, though, for Leviatán on a bad buy. Stinger, double Guardian.
Look at the ults for Sen. Set this one up. It should be the slam dunk. The road to play-ins begins 1 round away.
Toxin screen down.
Waiting it out. Boombot not seeing anything early on here. Smoke's just being refreshed. Down to the minute mark. Anti-flash for Zelsis. He's worried about it. Pop flash plays, especially when the noise gets cut, but Dizzy over the top. Can't play anti to that. Mosh pit through and into the back. So Lev, a little bit of sight control, a little bit of a semblance of that one, but they don't have showers this entire time. 10 might be a real difference maker. Snake bite. Drops him. Wingman won't be able to get that plant down, so not into the post just yet. And I talked about it, Tens. It's so important that he maintains control. Dimensional drift. Realizes he's being threatened. He's pinging out of place. He's body blocking them. They're spamming them down. Flash, play, anti. Having a dodge and juke and play and rocket! Second! It's monstrous! And Sentinels are going to the play-ins!
What a fantastic final round to get that one done as well. Slam dunk, awesome team play. Tens with the ult, Zelsis in second with the follow-up. And you're right, Brent, Sentinels join MIBR in the play-ins. The play-ins of redemption this year for the teams that fell over in 2023. Now retooled, and what a scalp to have earned for Sen. They win their rivalry against 100 Thieves, which goes back a long way, and now take down the newest attempt at a super team in Americas. Well, last year, that's what people were saying about this Sen roster. They're absolutely stacked too. And all of that team play, refined throughout the offseason, now paying dividends.
Culminated to this, and that road of redemption, it starts in the play-ins. They've earned their spot. You can't say they don't deserve it. No, you cannot say they do not deserve it. And what a group seed, man. Second seed of Group B. You're exactly right. What a group. Forged in the fires of that. You gotta think they might be favorites to make it through.
On paper, because of how stacked this group was, I think whoever won this match was favored in the play-ins. But we've seen the play-ins in Pacific were pretty unexpected. All of the results across the regions have been hard to predict.
Yeah.
But the expectations were high for both of these teams. And Sen just managed to come out on top.
Adaptations towards the end, a little calls, the minutiae of the round.
The timeout from Kaplan, impeccable, really, because they controlled the tempo completely after that.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that they adapted what their game plan was and came out here and executed, again, on a map where we've seen tons of footage. So, in theory,
season with it.
Exactly, in theory, Leviatán playing like a more up-to-date meta, being able to have all of that footage, and yet Sen still come out on top.
Yeah.
Very good coordination.
Wow, nasty business indeed, but Sen deserved their spot. And of course, with that, unfortunately, having to say goodbye to Leviatán in terms of the kickoff portion of this. I mean, these guys, they really did make a hard job of it for Sen to try and get that win, but just a little bit more time needed for this potential super team. And of course, still got the regular splits, still got time after this fact, but they're going to be waiting on the sidelines, looking onwards. A little bit of woe, I think. seeing all the competition in potentially Madrid and the later section now of kickoffs as well. It's going to be taking place after this.
I think most teams were looking at rosters on paper that they thought were going to Madrid at the start of the year, and Leviatán was actually fairly high up in a lot of people's expectations. Looking at super teams like NRG, Leviatán. Well, actually, so far, what we've seen in this group, at least, is the more established rosters that have had more time to work on the fundamental stuff. That's what's been winning here, with Loud and with now Sentinels making it out of Group B. So, yeah, this is a bit of a rough beginning to the year, but it's a long year. And for Lev, they need that time, I think, to be able to develop the coordination so that their superstar roster can actually play like one.
Plenty of time to lick the wounds for Lev as well and really fix up those mistakes. But let's send it down to Liz, who's down on the stage for the Verizon post-match interview with Zek and I believe the rest of the fam.
It's not just Zekin, we have Mama Zekin and Grandma Zekin here. A whole family affair of truly an incredible match, Zach. Especially for you for the last round. That was, you went off. So tell me about that last round. Like, what was that like? How did it feel?
It was very chaotic, but we had a good plan. We used Tyson's Your World and got a lot of info, and I capitalized off it. So it was pretty good.
Now, I don't think you're watching your family in the crowd, but watching your mother and your grandmother in the crowd, they were, holding their hands, like screaming for you, shouting for you. We have these amazing posters here. What is also a red wristwatch, I see. What is it like to have two of your family members here in the crowd with you?
It's incredible. I feel really blessed to be able to have them out here. It definitely helps me to play better. I'm not going to have them out here just for me to suck. So I'm going to, it helps me be able to play at my best, and being able to see them in the crowd is just a great feeling.
Yes. Grandma Zekin, I'm going to come to you. What is it like watching Zekin play on stage?
It's very, very grateful, and I love to watch my golden boy. I flew from New Jersey to watch my golden boy.
New Jersey's last hope, New Jersey's finest. Now, Mama Zekin, I'm going to come to you. You watched your son kind of just kick butt, like you said. But now he has to go into the play-ins. So how does it feel to watch him, or how does it feel that he's going to keep on playing to fight for that spot in Madrid?
Well, I'm so proud of him, and of course the whole Sentinel team. Teamwork makes the dream work. So let's go Sent, and let's go to Madrid. Congratulations, Sentinels, and keep it going. We love you.
Sen City is present in the house tonight. Now, Zach, hello? I didn't know who that was. You made it through the group of death. That was considered to be the hardest group. You made it to the lowers, you made it out. How does it feel to be out of this group finally after it was pretty damn hard?
It's definitely a big weight off our shoulders, but just really proud of the team. We had a hard few matches. We played all three teams in the group and still made it out, so just really happy we could do that.
I mean, I think everyone here is certainly happy for you. Sen City is in the house tonight, and congratulations, everyone. Thank you so much to the Zekin family.
Thank you.
Of course. We're going to go to break, but stay right there because we're not done for today, y'all. We have one more match, so stay right there.
Thank you.